Hello Vikings! For today I have a random replay for you by Spawny. He's flying the P-51A, a tier 6 aircraft and light fighter pretty high altitude in a tier 6 to 5 battle. As you can see, the teams are pretty balanced. Both teams have quite a few heavy and ground attacks, and there is a flight of players in both teams. Considering Spawny is flying in high altitude aircraft, we should look at how many high altitude enemies there are. There is P-51, Mosquito, ME, and then a bunch of tier 5s. It should be a pretty clear airspace for him in high altitudes. Now, you can see he is starting his first dive after he went slightly south. He has only 3 allies with him, 2 ground attackers, so not a lot of people to cover his tail. He's going for the first dive on the P-38F, which is a nice target to dive because it has low maneuverability. And he is going back up. Looks like if I look at the target frame, I can see the P-38F is chasing him, but with some barrel rolls he's able to outclimb the P-38F, and the F is turning around and Spawning is turning around for a next boom and zoom. Very clean kill, that's the first, very nice. Now if you look at the minimap, you can see there is no allied support for Spawny now, and he will have to do everything by himself. However, if I take control of the camera, I can see there is only a Yak-1M and a Spitfire, and those are tier 6 and 5, which means boom and zooming them would be pretty easy. Now, Spawny is going for a dive on the Yak-1M, but the Yak-1M is extremely maneuverable and able to dodge most of the bullets. If we look down, we can see they're chasing Spawny, and Spawny is not going for a frontal attack. Wouldn't probably be a good idea anyway, because low firepower of the P-51. And now he goes for another dive, the Yak-1M, taking quite some damage, but not too much. Still has a nice turn rate, hard to hit. And Spawny just keeps up the clean boom zooming. Yak has to shoot at 700 meters distance, which is very inefficient. And Spawny is able to do yet another dive. This is a great example of boom and zooming, where the enemy has completely no chance against you. Yak with its turn rate is able to dodge some of the fire. Personally, I think it could have done better, but it takes Spawny still about 4 dives before he gets the Yak. And currently the only real threat would maybe be the tier 5 BF-109. The BF-109 is also a high altitude aircraft, but it's tier 5, so Spawny should have no problem boom zooming them. And I've seen the replay before I started casting them, and to be honest, this is one of the cleanest boom zooming I've ever seen. This is a very aggressive dive by Spawny, which gets slightly punished, but not too much. As you can see, it's at equal altitude, but easily able to outclimb. This is some really clean boom zooming. And if you look at how he exactly does it, you make a dive for an enemy, such as here. Then when you're done, you make sure you don't get much lower than horizontal with your enemy, and then you go up in a barrel roll and wait for them to move their cannons away from you, and then you go for next dive. I've heard people say the P-51A is the coward's plane, but really, if it's effective, then I really don't see why you should use this kind of tactic. Here, Spawny is easily being able to pick up the ace. He was completely alone against roughly 4 aircraft. Very clean game. Meanwhile, the Spawny's team cleared up the rest of the map, and it's a very big victory. If you enjoyed this replay, please let me know. And if you have anything fun or interesting happening in your own game, you can mail Wisear or Slayer. The email addresses are in the description of this video. Happy hunting!